Whoa, 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 whoa. It is September 8th today. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? It's my birthday! I turned 19 today. That's exciting and also crazy and like, how the fuck am I 19? I'm a whole year older today than I was yesterday. Actually, that's how it works, right? For the last 3 years, I've been writing a poem, or like a, well, I don't know if I'd call it a poem, but like a poem rant, sort of paragraphy type thing every year about just like my thoughts about being that age and things I learned about being that age and my experiences. They're pretty special to me. I think they show a lot of like what I've gone through in my life because those are really like formative years for me, and I think it's really interesting now looking back at them and seeing specific parts that I wrote about specific events or people and just like rereading those and remembering those times in my life. But on top of that, I think it's really interesting to see like what I thought was important and what I had learned at that point in my life and how I've like changed and grown since then. So in case you haven't figured it out already, I'm now gonna read you those. This is kind of my version of like 19 things I've learned in 19 years. I love them so much and I'm excited to share them with you. So let's get started on reliving the last 3 years of my life. Also, they're like so long, so I apologize. I can't like, I'll be looking down a lot to read them. Also, as usual, it is 12:27 and I'm having a good time. 16. I don't know. The weird thing about being 16 is that you're old enough to have life responsibilities, but not really old enough to handle life on your own. I don't have a job, I don't have a car or my license. Most of the time, I don't know where I am or who I am, let alone what I'm doing with my life. The thing about being 16 is that you feel like people expect you to have it all figured out, but you don't. And I don't know about you, but when someone asks me what I want to do with my life, I cry and maybe gag a little. In the end, it doesn't matter what you're going to do because you will probably end up hating your first job anyway. It's okay to not have everything figured out, and being confused with who you are doesn't matter. Your family will still love you, and so will your friends. Everyone has shitty days, and there's often a lot of them, but you need to remember that in amongst those shitty days, there will be days that are slightly less shitty. Sometimes inexplicably less shitty, but believe me, there will be days when you don't feel like crying all the time. 16 is so young, yet here I am, feeling the weight of the adult world on my back. Something I don't understand is how people have all those expectations of me. I still live at home. I can't even make my own breakfast if it's more complicated than toast. I still make stupid decisions. Hell, stupid decisions are my specialty. Being 16 doesn't mean that you know who you are or that you know what you're doing with your life. Being 16 means getting drunk and regretting what you did the next day. It means crying a lot, most of the time for no reason. Being 16 means a lot of things, but being 16 does not mean you need to have your life together, and neither does 18 and neither does 20 if you don't want it to. There's no number of years that you reach when all of a sudden you have to have your life together. You don't have to know who you are when you graduate, and there's no shame in going back to university because you hate the life choice you made when you were 16, 17, or 18. Also remember that what you do when you're 16 does in no way define who you are for the rest of your life. Get drunk. No one cares. If you fail a test or two, so what? Work harder next time. Kiss girls, kiss boys, kiss whoever the fuck you want, kiss everyone. Live. High school does not define you. Leave the people who make you feel like shit and focus on you because your 16-year-old self needs the attention. Be selfish. 16 feels like it comes with all these responsibilities, but 16 should be the time of our lives. Live now, and be the person who can say, at least I lived when I was younger. It's okay to be young and clueless, because that's what 16 is. Let someone you love break your heart. At least you can say you found love. It's not going to work out, but maybe there will be something good to come from it. It's gonna hurt like hell anyway, so fall for someone. Tell them how you feel, because maybe they feel the same way, or maybe they don't. But at least you put yourself out there. At least you know. Make out with people, be spontaneous, live, because now is the time. So let's go on to the next one. 17. 17 is a fucking year, but wow. Here's 17. 17 is like this awful middle age. Nothing new or exciting happens. You're old enough to do some things, but still too young to do others. You still need your mom to sign your forms for school, and you still need to tell her whenever you're going to do anything. You're too young to drink, but you drink anyways. You want your life to be beautiful and exciting and adventurous, when really you live in a small shitty town and there's nothing new or cool or exciting to do in it. If you're like me, you've just graduated high school, you're out in the world, but you can't do anything. You can barely make a grilled cheese. Nothing has changed in the year since you've been 16. Your responsibilities are growing, and you turn 18 in 2 months, but you're the farthest away from having your shit together as you've ever been. You cry all the time, and you're in a constant state of anxiety. You fell apart when you found out you had to make life choices. You thought you had years to do that, and now all of a sudden your parents and teachers and friends expect you to have your life planned out. You applied to schools, and you don't even know if you want to go to school, but you're going to because everyone told you to, and you have no idea what the fuck you're doing. Your first love broke your heart over a year ago, and you still can't breathe when you see or talk to her. She's your best friend, and you still love her, but you cannot be with her. Your plans fell apart when you weren't good enough, and you left all your friends and where you called home for 2 years to go to a now strange and unfamiliar place that you call your own home. Skin burns to touch. No one has touched you in months, and when they did, it's because you were both drunk and thought it was a good idea. We're not an island, even though it feels like you are. Don't shut your friends out. This is when you need them the most, and they are just trying to be there for you. Please take my word for it when I say that if you thought 16 was bad, you're in for it with 17. But that isn't to say that it's all bad. You'll have so many memories and great nights filled with drunken kisses and life chats. You have to try to remember them all because they are fleeting. Don't let your anxiety get the best of you. Go to the party. Take a risk for once in your life. You don't know what could happen. You will still be a good person if you get drunk or do drugs or have sex or fail a test or fall in love. Those things don't affect character. In the end, you do need to get your shit together. But you know what? That's okay. It's good to move on. Getting your shit together is making a definite decision to stay in bed all day. At least it's definite. It's funny because when I was 16, I always told myself, you don't need to have your shit together, you're young, it's okay. Yet here I am a year later, preaching planning. That's not what I mean to do at all. It's just that life is coming and it's coming quickly. It's gonna hit you hard, don't let it. Kick it in the ass before it punches you in the stomach. All that aside, this is your last year as a legal child. Don't take it lightly. I'm serious, it means something. Stay up late with your friends. Soon curfew won't matter, so why not start breaking it now? Talk with everyone. Know everyone. Tell them your story and help them with theirs. Everyone is just as lost as you are. Together, we can get through this. I promise. Meet as many people as you can. Do the things you want to do before you're tied down to a 4-year degree and a family and a career. Send the text you want to your ex. Have sex with the person you met at the party, or work really hard on a school project if that's what you want. Put in all you can, and be proud of whatever you do. Above all, fill yourself with love. Everyone is young, and no one is going to do it for you. Don't sacrifice your happiness for someone else's. You are the most important. This is your time. Know that you're doing the right thing for yourself. Know that you made the right choices. Everything will be okay so soon. You just have to take it day by day. It may be shit. That's okay, it won't always be. Someday soon, things will be better. You can't give up before you get there though. Although 17 is a middle year, it's so important for the rest of our lives. Cherish this year, as everything is different after it's over. Truly. And now we're gonna do 18, the most recent one, and there's actually 2 parts to 18, because I think 18, my year being 18, definitely had 2 parts. 18. Everyone hypes being 18, but it's not actually all that exciting. If anything, it's just more stressful than ever. I need to get a credit card, but I can't get a credit card if I don't have a job. And I've never had a job, because you need job experience to get a job. But where do you get job experience if you have to have a job to have job experience, but you have to have job experience to get a job? Where do you get experience? 18 is no different, really, because you do the same things you always did. The only difference is now that it's legal and you can do things whenever you want. You don't have to have permission, there's no curfew, your parents cannot control you. There is just you, and you gotta take care of yourself now because no one else will. A lot has changed recently, everything is new and you're still getting your footing. That's okay. Make friends who you feel comfortable crying in front of, because you don't want other ones. Be close with the people you want to be close to. It gets harder and harder to not have your life figured out, And judgment will come from everywhere, but please ignore it. It means nothing to you. It should mean nothing to you. I know it's hard, it sucks, and everything is shit. I understand. You just gotta keep going. You make it to Friday, and then you make it to the next Friday, and then all of a sudden, it's been months, and you don't notice it at first, but things are okay. Maybe even better than they've ever been. You will be in a place you never thought you'd be in, with people you never thought you would be with, but things are truly okay. Live for the moments where you can help people. Help your friends, especially the ones younger than you. You needed that when you were their age, and they need you now. Be that person for them. Listen and do your best, and don't be afraid to also ask for help when you need it, because you will need it. Things don't just magically get better when you turn 18, but if you've made it this far, you can keep going. Make things happen for yourself. You are more in control than you have ever been. Don't expect to wake up and feel different, but slowly over time, you will start doing the things you've struggled with, and it'll get easier. You do learn how to cook, and you're taking driving lessons, and the things that used to make you bawl your eyes out don't make you flinch anymore. You still think about your first love, but it's easier now. It doesn't hurt. It's just something that happened. You accept things the way they are because you cannot change your life, and you cannot expect to be happy all the time. You spent the last 18 years of your life getting to this point, saying that you could not wait to turn 18, and now you're 18 and you're saying you can't wait to turn 21. And that never changes. There will always be something more, but you may as well be happy with what you do have. You may feel lost. Being alone is sad after a long time, but it's okay. Someone will come for you, and it will be the best thing to ever happen to you, and you won't feel the pain you feel now. Until then, wait. Please don't fall in love with your friends. You've been down this road before. The loss you feel at the end is the worst pain imaginable. Don't do it again. I know she is beautiful and everything you could ever want, and she has these eyes and this amazing soul, and she always looks flawless, and you just want to touch her hair and touch her. Don't. Just wait for someone else. If she's the one, you'll know, but don't chase her because you're lonely. She deserves better, and you cannot put that on her. She has her own stuff to deal with. Friends are friends, and she should not be the one that you want to be with when you're drunk and looking for love. Take the love you are given, but if it is not enough for you, then demand more. You deserve better. It's all you. You are on your own, so it's up to you to look out for yourself. The things that hurt you now won't hurt you forever. You laugh at what made you hurt when you were 16. Most of the time, things don't make sense. They probably never will. Sad things happen, but so do happy things. With all this, the majority of things will just be things. Not good or bad, somewhere in between. Sometimes you'll feel broken and empty, and you cannot pinpoint why or what's causing it. It doesn't hurt like the other things hurt. The things that make sense are acute pain. This is just overall numbness, but it will pass. There's no reason to feel this way, and it will not be forever. Take in the happy moments when you can. I know you feel like your life is boring and meaningless. You want to have experiences like in the movies, but it doesn't happen that way, and you cannot put your happiness on a place or a person or experiences. You gotta take care of yourself, man. You are worth more than all the bad things you feel. You're 18 and you've been waiting your whole life to get here. Don't waste it sad and stressed. Get shit done, but take breaks. Take time for you. Take time to do your eyebrows, shave your legs, put on lipstick, go out and get drunk. Not all the time, but sometimes. You're 18. You are 18. You made it. So make use of what you have now. You pushed through so much to get here, and it's only the beginning, so don't forget to reward yourself. I know that everything is complicated and hard, and nothing is going as planned, but it's okay. You've still got your whole life ahead of you. You may feel like a new person. So old and accomplished. Not that much has changed. You are still you, so be you. It's seriously all that matters. That was like definitely part one of being 18. Literally all of these, I'm like, I was just going through a time. I've been going through a time for the last 3 years. Like, hopefully it's done now. It's probably not, though. 18 part 2. You made it through a whole year of this shit. You turned 19 in 2 weeks. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not sure if it'll be different or crazy or beautiful. My best guess is that it will be exactly the same, except you'll say 19 instead of 18 when someone asks how old you are. 18 was a year. It was a time. You always thought everything would be better once you were 18, and unfortunately that wasn't the case. But look where you are now. You're thriving on your own. You have people. You have a person. You have a person. You have things to stick around for. You always did, you just didn't see it. Look at you. You've never been happier, and people are noticing. You smile. You got braces again after 6 years of not having them. You smile now more than ever. People always told you that 18 would be one of the best years of your life, and you didn't think it was going to. It didn't start as one of the best years of your life. Surprise! It was. Look at the friends you've made. You never would have pictured yourself here. You may still not have it all together, but you're getting there. You're growing. You can drive in your shitty old van, and you live alone, and you can cook without getting food poisoning. I know everything felt terrifying, but now it's just the new normal. The biggest things in your life are nothing. There's no longer tears at the sign of any emotion. You're feeling things more than ever, but in the best possible way. You're so, so happy. Everything will work out when it is meant to, and until then, you are just enjoying everything you have. I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you for everything that you did this year. Oh, I just got little goosebumps. Just before I go, I have some thoughts about youth and being young and growing up. You're gonna fuck up. You're gonna fuck up lots, but it's okay. I still love you. Probably won't have everything figured out when you graduate high school, and that's okay. You have so much time to figure it out, and just because you make a decision doesn't mean that it has to be a permanent decision. You're gonna cry a lot, and there's gonna be a lot of shitty days, but within those shitty days there will be some slightly less shitty days, and you really have to cherish those because they might not come around that often. If you're straight, you're straight. If you're gay, you're gay. If you're somewhere in the middle, that's also okay. Ooh, that was a little rhyme. If you're both or neither, that's alright too. In the end, all that people will and should care about is if you're a good person. It's okay to be confused by those kind of things, and eventually it will become clear to you. If you hate your job, or your career, or your degree, change it. It is as simple as that. Nothing will ever feel like it's gonna work out the first time you do it. But you have to keep trying, because it will get better, and you will be able to do it eventually. Everything will turn out amazing. Try to remember that there is a light at the end of this shithole. I haven't found it yet, but I can see myself getting closer and closer, and it's looking pretty good. And you will get there soon too. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like this. I do lots of chats and discussions about life and growth and learning and, you know, love and all those great kind of things. So I hope to see you around again. I hope you guys have a great sleep. And I love you so much. I will see you soon. Goodbye.